Hello, guys and gals, and this is Vlog Friday. Do pardon my voice. I'm still got mucus and all kinds of stuff going down the back of my throat, but I am way better. This Mucinex has really helped, and yeah, weather did a really drastic change, and my body wasn't ready for it. So, anyways, we are going to first of all, before we talk about the usual things. Let's talk about the new year. It is January 1st, first day of a new year, which is it's a time for celebration. Actually, we survived the old year, which is always a plus, or well, for the people who actually survived the new year, of course. Anyways, and there's no discounting that, well, 2020 was a very rough year. One of the roughest in, well, recent history anyways. But, the thing to consider is that, we just have to live from day to day, no matter how bad things get. And things will eventually get better, or that's my hope anyways. We will talk more about this near the end, but I did want to just start by wishing everyone a happy new year. Anyways, what we have here is things are still going to be probably well, regardless of time or the month or the year, you'll probably have times where you don't really feel so great. Maybe you'll have a little depression, something like that. And trust me, even a little depression is a huge depression. Anyways, I just realized I forgot to put up my my background over there. Oops. Oh well. This was done spur of the moment. I didn't have time to prepare. But anyways, sometimes you'll feel like gloomy and stuff like that, and that is human nature. It's human nature to feel that way. One thing you can do to cope with it, it's not a surefire way. It doesn't exactly take it away altogether, but for number one, we have do something you enjoy at least once a day. Make sure it is something legal. I always have to put that little disclaimer in there because otherwise people will say, oh yeah, I could do so and so, and it might not be legal in your state. So yeah, treat yourself to if it's within your dietary, well, if it isn't outside of your dietary restrictions, then treat yourself to a snack or just something to actually treat yourself to. Something that will make you feel better. A hot shower, a massage maybe. I don't know. I'm not exactly sure, but just something you enjoy that will it's basically a distraction, but it's also something that will help you in the long run. Another thing is there's always someone who cares, and sometimes that can really make a difference to know that somebody else in the world cares about you, and that is and that's true. I mean, you can be on a social media platform and have thousands and thousands of friends, and you can still feel alone. You can still feel lonely, and you can still feel like nobody cares. But in actuality, someone always cares, and it's just kind of sad when they take it for granted that maybe it's easy to take for granted and maybe just assume that somebody knows that you care about them, and then you just forget to tell them. I mean, it's basically the way of the world, but it's just good to know that there is always someone who cares. 3 is important too. This is going to tie into one of our later things with social stereotypes, social stigma, social societal tags, stuff like that. But it is, if you are suffering from an affliction, there is no shame in seeking help. And that could be like for an injury such as a broken bone. It could be a rash. It could be, something physical. Or it could be something psychological too. You should never discount the power of a psychological illness because it's really, really debilitating. So it's always good to seek help. And I know that in a time like this, it's been kind of chaotic to actually, you know, set those things up. But it's always good to seek help or get medication if there is a situation like that. That is, one sec. Oh. That is bothering you. I do admire people that can actually cope with, like, say, depression, and cope with it without the aid of medicine. That's really, really good. I mean, that's admirable too. I'm mainly talking about diseases that have that actually require medication to cope, like paranoid schizophrenia, bipolar, borderline. Um, oh, I already said bipolar. And stuff like that. Those you basically need medication in order to cope, and to go off of your meds, it's just not a good idea. And when you can be very, really, really socially and well adjusted while on meds, it's there's no shame in that. Number four is really important too. No matter how bad things get, there is always hope. That is always something you need to hold on to. It's a new year, so there's a new hope. Wasn't that a Star Wars title? Hope I don't get copyright struck for saying that. But anyways, new year, new hope. Every day is full of new potential, stuff like that. But yeah, you always need to hold on to hope, and that's one of the things between. There's a difference between joy and happiness. Happiness can be basically shaken by situations, but joy shouldn't have that same. Joy has a deeper foundation and isn't shaken by stuff like that. And so joy, in a way, is a lot like hope, in that you should always hold on to hope because it can get you through some really rough times. Number five, this is really an important one. I tried to really make a big point of this, I believe, in the first vlog. Societal tags are pointless. People are people. Now, sometimes in this society we get caught up in, societal tags. It's easy to forget that people are people, regardless of where they're from, what they believe, stuff like that. It's really easy, sometimes too easy, to just forget that stuff, and that stuff's really important. It's important to not put people in a box, so to speak, or to just give them a tag and forget about it. It's societal tags, in my opinion, are a way that we basically subjugate people, and it just isn't really fair to them, and it isn't fair to us because we miss out on some pretty cool encounters. So yeah, always be nice to everyone, and you might make a friend. Societal tags really should have no bearing whatsoever on what we think about people, because people are people, no matter what. Oh, and number six is probably the most important of all, and I go over this every single one just because I find it important. It's be yourself. There will never be another you, and that's it. Then that's right, because everyone is unique, and you kind of deprive the world of who you really are when you surrender your uniqueness. I always go into detail about the big, the YouTube people that have the most followers and stuff like that. And I do want to just keep saying that they got where they are by being themselves, not by being something else or being something that they aren't. And that's what some people don't think about. I mean, I could imitate Jacksepticeye's old intro and outro by heart, basically because I like it and it's unique. But I'm never gonna make it my intro or outro because it isn't who I am. Don't get me wrong; it's a great outro. I love it. It's funny and it's a great intro. But I wouldn't be I wouldn't be myself then. And I just butchered that sentence. I'm sorry, but I wouldn't be myself then if I was taking somebody else's outro or intro or stuff like that. Um, but anyways, just be yourself, and that is the key to success. Um, for the most part. Anyways, let's go back to the new year. A new year is a time to make, New Year's resolutions and to make changes. Change is scary, but sometimes change is also really, really good. I'm not saying that you have to actually change anything, but maybe set up a few New Year's resolutions and stuff like that. And I don't know, try something new. That's my challenge to you, is to try something new. And I didn't mean for it to rhyme like that, but it did. So we're gonna roll with that. Um, Also, yeah, that I'm trying to think if there's anything else I wanted to say about the new year. Besides, well, Happy New Year. It's a new year, so everyone's going to probably expect it to be a better year than 2020. Now, I'm going to be real and say that it probably won't be, because things don't really change all that fast. Well, I mean, it actually took a couple months before the virus basically changed everything because there was transition and stuff like that. So it's going to take a while for things to get better. And don't despair about that, because things will get better eventually, or that's my hope. Again, that's number four. There is always hope. So my hope for this year is that it gets better. And yeah, I do hope that at least one person found this vlog helpful. Um, I realize that it is the viewers and the subscribers that actually make my channel what it is. Um, it's the wonderful people that actually take their time to watch my videos that really make my channel great. I'm not saying my channel is great at all, because there's lots of other people out there with a lot better channels and a lot better content than I can ever produce. And I am humbled by the views that I get, and comments and stuff like that. All the support. It all really means a lot. But yeah, um, if you made this far in the video, you're awesome. Thank you. And yeah, if you like this content, make sure you like and subscribe and ring the bell so you know when I upload. And if you want to support me in any way, all that information will be in the description below. As always, thanks for watching, everyone, and have a great day.